here's a pretty cool way of being able to fingerpick your way through a 12-bar blues sequence in the key of E. I'll show you some tricks here that we're going to use. We're going to be using the thumb first and second to do the picking here. And basically what we're going to be doing, we're going to start off on an E power chord, and we're going to separate the bass note from the 5th and 4th strings, and I'm plucking those 5th and 4th strings with my 1st and 2nd fingers. Kind of get an old school blues sound there. Then I'm going to add in a lick. So I'm adding in right there, I'm going from the 3 to the 4, 3rd to 4th fret with my middle and 3rd fingers. Now after I do that, I'm going to go back to these 2 strings on the 5th and 4th strings on the 2nd fret here. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to head over and I'm going to pluck the 5 of the 5th string here with my pinky, and then the 2, which is still part of that bar that I'm doing right here. So you hear both notes at the same time. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to the 0 in between. And then as that's happening, then I'm moving to the 4th fret of the 5th string with my ring finger, still have this bar down. I'm going to pluck both those strings at the same time again. So I have. And then I'm going to go back to the 2 2s here at the end. So I have. That's how the pattern goes over all 3 chord changes. Although there is some subtlety that I want to explain to you. So I have. Now, when I'm going to transfer from the E to the A, when I'm going to change chords from the E chord to the A chord, because it's kind of cruising along here, what I use as a cheater is open strings. So when I'm ready to move from the E chord to the A chord, and when I get to the A chord, I'm going to do the exact same thing. Just 1 string higher, right? So when I get to that A, I'm doing exactly the same thing as E. Same exact thing. But when I move between them, instead of playing these 2 2s at the end, I'm just going to play some 0s, which gives me a chance to move. So watch this. I'll do this nice and slow. Here it comes. Right there. That's going to give me a chance to reposition. Then I'm going to do the same thing here. And right there, I'm going to pluck these open 3rd and 4th strings. And then I'm going to transition back. Now, when I do it fast, you really don't notice it. And if you do notice it, it just sounds musical. Watch this. See, you don't really notice it, and even if you do, again, it sounds fine. So that's a nice little cheater that gets you from one chord to the next. So as the speed increases, you give yourself a little breath in between there to change. Now, the weird chord to do this over is the 5 chord or the B chord. Because we don't have enough fingers, so what we're going to do here is instead of trying to go to an open string, which we don't have, we're going to play these, and then we're going to shift up, and we're just going to simplify it. So we're going to go, we've got our little hammer on, just like this. We're going from 5 to 6 on the 5th string, and then I'm going to these middle 2 strings at the 4th fret, and then here, I'm just playing those middle 2 strings the entire time. Okay, instead of trying to go off to an open string that I don't have. And then A. And again, at the end, if I don't have time, I'm just going to go open. And then I switch down. And then I just ended on a B7. However you'd like. So let me play the whole thing nice and slow for you. those open strings. Here comes my transition. So right there, I can hit any of these strings open, just something open to give me a chance. Open again. Sorry, I'm thinking about the next one coming. I'm playing slow here. So then I go to the 5, and then the A. Open, because I'm switching back, right? So again, as I play it faster now, you're going to get the feel of this. Here comes that open, which gives me a chance to shift. Here it is. Shift. And there, I can do two different things. I can go and then shift up like this, or sometimes what I like to do, I might slide from 5 to 6. Or, and again, for you, the key is which one is more comfortable for you. Or, then I got to get back down to A, and then back to the E, and I'm going to use that little open thing there. Now, you don't have to use the open strings like I'm doing. It's just a little idea, a little cheer if you've never done that before. If you're playing it really slow, you probably don't need to do that. But as it gets faster, sometimes your fingers will kind of fumble over each other, or it'll sound very robotic, trying to wait till the very last second to shift. So what players do a lot of times is you just add those open strings in to try and make things sound a little bit more smooth and a bit more